to our live with my friend Ray Torres here from Onset Media. Hi, Ray.
Hey, what's up, Sean? How are you, brother?
Bro, it's good, but a lot of, we're getting a lot of unqualified clients. So we need your help, bro, here.
What do you mean unqualified clients? What does that mean? So I think everyone gets unqualified clients for some reason.
So what about like say, for example, I'm looking for some buyer, put some ad, and then I got 100, lead coming in, and then 99 of them, they say, oh, no, we want to rent or whatever it is, like, and something like, we don't do. So, and I know that this is a challenge for a lot of realtors, like they get client and then what's happening here is not only the money we're spending for the ad, that's a wastage, but then the time, calling them, qualifying them, and then at the end we find that is not the right client. So I need your help to explain that what can we do to get qualified traffic to the website or any ad we do, Facebook, right. Instagram,
Wow.
So yeah, so what do you think about, maybe the ad is good, not targeted to the right audience?
Okay. Well, I was about to mention the Google Ads, right? So some people know Google Ads or they've heard of it, but they don't know, right? They think they know. And then they have this really weird thing that they could watch a YouTube video and be like, oh, I could do ads. That's just how, that's what happens all the time. So let me just enlighten you a little bit, right? So what those ads do, they give you the person that you are trying to get. So it will never be 10 out of 10. I can tell you that right now. It should be maybe 5 out of 10, right? Again, so if someone's looking for something and someone does a search, chances are, they'll go for, you pop up with the ad or organically, one of the two. We've been talking about a whole bunch of organic, not about the ad structure. So again, so as we're going into this next level, of course, again, realize that these ads that you're paying for, this is what Google this is how they make their money. Last year, they made about 60 billion with a B dollars in just ad spend, people spending money on ads. And again, so ideally, when someone spends money on ads, that return comes in because they get a client and they close it off. That's the normal process. But people don't understand there's many layers of it to make sure that it's a good, a successful campaign. So one of the questions people ask me when it comes to ads, they say, hey, how much money do I need? Well, okay, let's think about this. If a client to you is worth a purchase home price of, whatever, the 300,000, right? So how much is that client worth? $5 a day, $10 a day? So you really have to realistically think about it. Some people just have this different business model, not a realtor, from a regular business person. Hey, guess what? Maybe they can get away with 5, 10, 20 bucks a day. I would say 20 the lowest. Again, I would always recommend that. But sometimes some categories is just harder. So again, but with that being said, one of the questions I would always ask is, hey, so what is your headline? What is your headline for your business? And they'll tell me what the headline is. And I'm like, okay, that sounds great. So what is it for Google? When you do the ads or you're running the ads, what is that? And then they stay stumped because their website headline and their ad headline is normally different. It's normally not the same. Because we're trying to get someone that does a search, you pop up, and when they pop up, they say, wow, this is good information. Awesome, I like it. Hey, how can I learn more or kind of move forward? That's how that normally works.
That's the clarity. So that's you're talking like, got to have a clarity, like, like when an audience, looking at the ad and they're clicking and coming to a landing page, it has to have the similar, wordings or clarity, like, okay, home sales in Pembroke Pines, home, the condo in this particular building. So let's talk about a little bit clarity. So what do you suggest to have that clarity for the audience so we get the right people coming into the door?
I'm glad you asked. So for example, if I had an ad out there, right? So, and I wanted to say, well, I live in this beautiful city called Pembroke Pines, right? Again, so if I had an ad, right, and I want to put something out there to make sure that it's kind of populated whenever someone does a search and it comes up with the keywords, we'll talk about that in a minute. Again, then I would get something come up like I wrote here, find the perfect home today. That's one. There's nothing to do with Pembroke Pines. How about this one? Find the perfect property in Pembroke Pines. So literally what you're doing right there, you're picking and choosing, you're grabbing these keywords, again, of these city names, which is a keyword. And again, so it would populate when someone does a search. So then the other part of that to find a good match is that keywords and what they're typing in, which we'll talk about in a minute. But again, so these headlines that are used in Google on Google Ads are very imperative for your success of your campaign.
Yeah, even not only Google, also in the social media ad too.
So again, so when we talk about these title tags or these and captioning content, we always talk about content all day long. This has similar effects on it. If you're running something and you're looking to try to be able to obtain some information and write a perfect headline, guess what? You know what words you need because you've done searches, right? Add that to this Google or this Facebook or whatever it is, any ad that you're going to run to help you define what you're trying to do. But again, that keyword research, which most people always kind of go towards the other way, they don't seem to do all the time, and that's always been the underlying factor that people are not doing is doing the keyword research. But I would always start with, hey, guess what? I'm trying to sell properties in Pembroke Pines. Let me make sure I have the name Pembroke Pines in my listing, in my ad.
So exactly, you said. So it's going to go to the right people. So if you are selling a home in Pembroke Pines, you want to show it to the Pembroke Pines people or not vicinity.
Yes, but let me just also, in addition to that,
exactly.
That's exactly what I was about to say. In addition to that, you can actually add locations within the ads and says, hey, guess what? If anyone does a search 20 miles within the city of Pembroke Pines, I want them to see my ad. I want them to click on me and kind of give me a lead. So again, to realize what we talked about many, many moons ago was talking about, hey, we're talking about these funnels, right? So someone clicks on the ads, they'll either call you or they'll hit your website, or they'll go to your website. Is there a form there they can fill out and says, hey, let me get information about this guy, because we all know most people are not reading anymore, right? So this is what makes it an important factor,
You actually picked the right point at the form. So that is, I wanted to ask you next is what about qualifying those people? Anybody can click, but then I don't have to let them into my door because it cost me money.
That's right. So we mentioned the fact that, out of the 10 ads that you had, 5 people may be, kind of okay, right? Again, they're going to click on it, and some people are just not going to be, they're going to be there by an error, or they're just checking out, they're just driving by. Again, that click is worth a certain dollar amount, whatever it is. Yeah. Again, so you want to make sure that when they do land on your information and you're they're gathering information, so you want to always ensure the fact that, hey, guess what? Here's my information. Reach out to me so I can help you further. Right. So it's a very, very important tool on YouTube as well as regular Google search, because YouTube is also a very powerful thing that people are alluding to these days, are going to, because of the fact that it's such a video is in high demand, with TikTok being who TikTok is. So again, we always want to keep that in mind as we're creating these ads. And just so you know, a little hack, not even a hack, some facts, is the fact that YouTube and Google Ads, you can literally choose a campaign for regular ads, which is on regular Google Ads, a search display ad, or you can actually choose it on YouTube. Again, so you have those options while you're setting up your ad, so you can have more than one ad. Most people who know what they're doing, they normally have more than one. They have several, to make sure that they are kind of trying to reach that and try to get results from that campaign.
So basically, when you're bringing them, just don't bring them to the website directly. Bring them to a landing page where there's a qualification question, qualifying questions, and the people are you're scanning them before you have them come to your CRM. So
yeah, no, exactly. That's part of the process of verifying and clarifying this is going to be a good person for what I'm trying to achieve.
Right.
That's exactly what it is.
Perfect.
So yeah, I definitely I recommend it. I always say go in that direction, and people just don't realize. Also, one other thing I want to mention is the fact that there's something called hey, don't go to my website, just call me, call only ads.
Okay.
That's also an option, but
text only, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the only unfortunate part about that is that you're not giving them no context.
Yeah.
And then you may get phone calls from people that are looking for properties in Orlando when you're like, no, this is just for Pembroke Pines, because sometimes, as I mentioned before, people don't like to read sometimes. They like to type,
Yeah.
get it with there, and then hit the call button. So keep that in mind as well.
So that's very good. So Ray, just to recap, what we spoke about, because a lot of realtors and any other business also getting a lot of, because social media, Google, this internet is everywhere. It's on their palm, like on the phone. So they're signing up. Now it's costing a lot of money to the business people. Okay. So 3 things we can do to that. Number 1 thing is target ad to the right people, either Google, Facebook, social media, wherever it is, okay, YouTube. Number 2, what do you say? Not a target, have a clarity, have the headline and then all the word, like, so they can get a clarity, the right people can read your right message. So number 3 is the qualify them, like don't just let them into your CRM and fill it up for what, like, it's going to cost you time now,
Yeah. I want to say, I want to believe that everyone knows what a CRM is, right? It's customer relations manager. So we want to always, that's just a group of information of the people that are leads or hot, cold, warm, that you haven't categorized in an email form, an email capture, or just a CRM. So you can utilize it for email marketing and be able to send them emails to say, hey, remember me? You visited me a couple of weeks ago. Just want to say hi and tell you what's happening in this beautiful city of Pembroke Pines.
Thank you, bro. Great information. Let's thank you, my friend, for watching this. Let's together help each other. We are here to help. Ray has the phone number down there. Give him a call or send him a text message. We'll be happy to reach out to you and solve any problem you have with the marketing. Let's generate some quality client and grow your business.
Yes.
See you guys next week at 11 o'clock on Thursday for marketing hacks. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, my friend.